Well, good afternoon to you, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is July the 20th, 2014. It is a Sunday and it is about 2:30 here in the afternoon. Wanted to bring you a forecast update for the latest thinking on what to expect this week and a little bit beyond. Today's update is sponsored by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. And of course, tell him that Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right, sort of beautiful out there right now. It's starting to cloud up just a little bit. It's more of a partly cloudy sky out there, but as we sort of put this stop to the motion, you can see that we are into the low 80s already over much of the area here in southern Indiana. A few places still holding on to 78 and 79 degrees, but for the most part, we're here already 80, 81, somewhere around in there. And not bad, no rain around the area. There is a very slight chance of an isolated sprinkle today. I don't think we're going to end up seeing it. It looks like it's mostly staying down here in Kentucky. So don't be surprised if someone does see an isolated sprinkle or a shower today. But I think 99.99% of us here in southern Indiana will stay dry. And it's a beautiful day otherwise. All right. Let's take a look at what we can expect this week and just start out here. First off, I think I'm going to go to temperatures first and just show you kind of the good and the bad first, and then show you the pattern from there. The bad is we're on a slow warming trend. Well, it's bad if you don't like warm weather, all right? If you've enjoyed this cool down that we've had, the good news is I've got another one coming for you, but we've got a slow warming trend. In fact, the GFS ensembles are hinting the low 90s here. I'm not sure that we get all the way up to 93 or even this high this day in a row, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But after that, you can see it just kind of bottoms out again, and we have a slight warming trend again before we go down to really temperatures here could end up into the 70s in the extended period again, and we'll talk kind of about that in a little bit. But that's sort of where we're going. So hang in there, folks. We've got sort of a rough pattern right now to deal with on the slow warming trend, but we've got another cool down to talk about after this. Let's put the surface map in motion. We'll start out here and talk about it. Dry weather for the next few days. That's one good thing that we can talk about. Here we go into Tuesday. We're here. Tuesday stays dry. Here we go into the early morning hours on Wednesday. Here's 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. You've got a cold front. Here's the low pressure up in here, and what you have essentially is a cold front that's sort of trailing along right like this, and it is eventually pushing its way down in here, but it's a fairly slow moving cold front overall, and it's not going to be a tremendously powerful cold front in the sense of severe weather or anything like that. We'll usher in some cooler temperatures on Thursday behind this bad boy, but I don't look for any severe weather really with this on Wednesday the way things look right now. In fact, I don't even look for a ton of rain. In fact, here we are by 8 p.m. on Wednesday night. We're starting to get some showers into the picture. It looks like Wednesday afternoon before we start to see anything beyond that, and then it's gone by Thursday. Maybe the hint of some light rain early on Thursday morning by some of the models, but the GFS is certainly not indicating that. So we'll see whether that comes about or not, but not a strong rain chance week the way things look right now. Originally, we had thought maybe we were going to have 20 and 30% chances every day this week, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Really looks like we've got about a 40 or 50% chance, something like that, on Wednesday, and then maybe a 20% chance Thursday morning, and then that's it for a little while until the weekend again. So just a couple of chances for rain this week, and then as we move on, here we are by 8 a.m. on Saturday. Here we go into the 2 o'clock afternoon, and then finally the 8 o'clock afternoon on Saturday. Saturday looks like we stay dry for the most part as well. Maybe an isolated shower trying to pop up in the area, and that's about it. Doesn't look like a strong chance here on Saturday according to the latest GFS. But on Sunday, we've got a cold front advancing towards us, and this actually could be a fairly powerful cold front. Here we are by about 8 p.m. on Sunday night, and you've got a cold front that's trailing down through here, just sort of knocking right to our west. Your low pressure is right there. Your cold front is sort of knocking down, and it's eventually going to move its way through, and that could lead us to the potential for some severe weather. If we take a look at our severe weather parameters, they're not off the charts impressive. Here's that heat ridge that I was talking about in the past few videos. Still here, it forms over here. It's retreated to the west, and we're sort of on the downside on this northwest flow. And we've got some winds rounding about. Here's the state of Indiana right here. So better change this to red so that you can see it. And here we are in Indiana. Right about here, we're on the strong northwest flow. We're kind of rounding it out, and we've got a little bit of wind energy to deal with here, but not a ton of wind energy by any means. Instability-wise, we will have a little bit of instability that day as well, so we've got some fuel for the thunderstorms. Not off the charts type, but it's something that we will keep an eye on. And then, of course, our bulk shear product is just not overly impressive either. We've got a little bit of wind energy in the area, but not a ton. So right now, sort of an iffy situation as to whether we would see anything severe. We get mixed signals from the GFS as it goes from run to run. Some runs indicate a pretty good chance of severe weather coming up on Sunday, a week from today. Others say nah, sort of a minimal chance. This is one of those runs that's saying nah, kind of an iffy minimal chance. We'll track this over the course of the week and see what it does, but that's unfortunately where we're going to be at with that. Now behind this next system, we will have another cool down to talk about, by the way, before we have yet another warm up. Let me talk about this. The typhoon, we got Typhoon Matmo that's now formed, and right here by the Philippines again. Of course, the poor Philippines got hammered pretty good by one of the typhoons. I forget whether it was Nagami or whatever the other one was named. I hate to say that, but I've not been familiarizing myself as much with the typhoon names anyway. But you remember we had a typhoon that hit Japan, and then we had another typhoon that moved right across the Philippines late last week, and moved here into Vietnam and then moved on. Remember the typhoon rule. What I have said is the typhoon rule says that basically 6 to 10 days after a typhoon hits the mainland coast of Asia here, then that's going to lead to a warm-up in the east, a ridge building in, and sort of a warming trend in the east. And then, of course, behind that would be a cooling trend because of the way the jet streams generally work. Whenever you have a typhoon that forms over here, and remember as it recurves back up from here's Japan right here, recurves back up towards Alaska, gets merged with a jet stream. 6 to 10 days later, that leads to a cool down. But we've got this one, and here we are taking a look right here. This is where it's predicted to be on the 23rd, the 24th, right in here. So it's going to hit here right around the 24th or so. So if you do the math, that's going to take you to about the 4th, which would be 10 days later, about the 4th of August, excuse me, and as whenever we could end up seeing something. So if we go back to our ensembles here, you see that slow warming trend, by the way. We've got a cooling trend that comes down, got a cold front that moves through on Sunday, and it cools us down just a little bit. In fact, some of the data, by the way, on this is actually suggesting that we could even be in the upper 70s with this, but then we've got a slow warming trend as that next ridge builds in from the typhoon. So, and I think these actually, the 3rd and 4th may actually trend warmer over time as it starts to develop and latch on to this pattern. We'll just have to kind of monitor that, but we're kind of in an up and down pattern right now the way things go. We start off today in the low 80s. This is actually forecasting mid 80s. Don't think we're going to get up to 85 today. I think it's a little bit off. I also don't think that we're going to hit the 92, 93 mark on these days. I really think 92 is sort of the most that we're going to get. I think 91 is what I've got most in my forecast. Maybe I don't remember which one I put, but regardless, it's not going to be an extremely, extremely warm week in the sense of an extended period of the 90s. We got 3 days really to deal with of a heat wave, and then it cools down after that. And then we've got maybe just a little bit of warmth trying to build back in before another cold front moves through. We cool back down. By the way, some of the data here for next week and this next cool down could be pretty major as well. If I just show you what the European models actually are saying here, just sort of check out where the temperatures are for this. This is what it's actually predicting today. Sunday it's saying 82, Monday 87, Tuesday 91, Wednesday 94, Thursday only 82, Friday 84, 87 on Saturday, 85 Sunday, 89 on Monday. But then look at this. By the time you get into Tuesday of next week, only 79 for your high. So we've got that cool down. The Euro sees that same cool down the GFS does. So by the time you get into next Tuesday, the GFS is saying 80, you're saying already 79. It looks like a pretty cool blast that's going to be coming our way again. And of course, by the way, our normal high is 88, as I've been saying, right around the upper 80s, near 90 in Evansville and 80, 88 here at the Huntingburg Airport, maybe about 86 or so up around Bloomington, roughly kind of is this distribution of our average temperatures for this date, this time of the year across southern Indiana. So this is certainly going to be a sharp cool down again, and welcomed if you're a cool weather lover like I am. Now, beyond this, again, by the way, I just want to point out that even the Canadian model sees this. This is for the period of the 28th to the 4th, and you can see you're looking at percent chances of being below normal. We're actually in the almost the 80 to 90% chance, even almost 90 to 100% chance of being below normal in that time frame. So even the Canadian models are seeing this, and you can just take a look at this. Cold air is going to invade cold air in the sense of 70s and 80s, low 80s, invading much of the nation again. Very impressive cool down that's going to be coming with this. And if you just sort of the wide out version, you can see here we are in the United States here. Very warm waters over the Gulf of Alaska, abnormally warm. That's diving the jet stream down over us, which is going to be sort of responsible for that again. And, you know, we'll take it. I don't particularly like the warm weather, but I'll take it this time of the year. Sort of have a lull in severe weather activity and maybe a little bit of lull in some of the rain that we have seen as well. But we get nice, pleasant temperatures overall to deal with. All right, folks, let's go to southernindianaweather.com and we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast here. I'm forecasting 82 today, partly cloudy and isolated thunder shower possible. Well, it's just really not materializing. And again, it's going to be very isolated. I only gave it a 10% chance anyway. Some of the models were sort of holding out onto that. It looks like 99.99% of us will stay dry, as I said. About 82 for your high temperature today, 63 tonight under partly cloudy skies. Here's your warming trend. 88 on Monday, hot and humid. The muggy weather is really going to return. If I showed you the dew points, for example, you're going to see dew points surge back into the 70s tomorrow. So it's definitely going to be hot. By the time you hit Tuesday, 91. I actually did forecast at 93 for Wednesday. So again, I told you wrong there earlier, but well, that's all right. It's going to be hot, but I don't think it's going to be abnormally hot. My point is of trying to say this is I don't think we're going to hit 92, 93 all 3 of these days. I'm only forecasting 88 here when it hits 92. And so that's just that's what I was kind of pointing out there. I don't think we're going to see that extreme 93-degree heat all the days long. Regardless, I do think that we get into the low 90s again. Best chance of rain looks like on Wednesday, and it really looks like the evening time before anything starts to hit with that. But then look at that. Behind that, we go from 93 on Wednesday to a high of only 82 on Thursday. Maybe some lingering showers after that, but not a strong chance. Only a 20% chance in the morning. Wouldn't be surprised if that's taken out of the forecast eventually, and it's pretty much just a high and dry day. It's kind of what I think is going to happen with that. 84 Friday. 86 on Saturday, but again, then that puts us into the extended outlook. Sunday, do we get severe weather with this? Maybe, maybe not. We'll keep an eye on it and see whether that's something that we end up with or not. It's kind of up in the air at this point. Iffy, we'll just monitor it and understand that we're going to be monitoring it for that. And then Monday and beyond, that's when the refreshing cool down comes again. So we've been spoiled with these 70-degree weather that we've had. We're not going to have any of that for a little while again, but maybe in another week or so we may hit that again if we keep our fingers crossed and we're lucky. We'll keep you updated on the trends and the way everything is going tonight. By the way, if we take a look at our forecasted lows tonight, sponsored there by the Smile Center in Huntingburg, you can see that it's not going to be as cool tonight across the area either. No more 50s for us. It looks like low 60s because of that muggy weather funneling back in. It's just it's that time of the year. 88 is where we should be for this time of the year, and 65 I believe is our normal low. So we're starting to get back into more normal territory, especially tomorrow. And I guess if you're a heat wave lover, you'll like it, but hang in there, folks. We've got some relief in sight. All right. That is it for this video update, folks. I'll have another one of these for you in the morning. I'm Meteorologist Michael Wilhite for Southern Indiana Weather. Have a great day, folks. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.